Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikayla and today I'm going to be decluttering my makeup collection, and I might have to split this into like 3 different parts because I do have so much makeup and I just don't want these videos to be like an hour long each. So I think I'm going to do it like 2 or 3 parts and do like palettes for one whole video, and like maybe like foundation and concealer in one, and then like face products and lashes in the other. I don't know, but I will be decluttering at least my foundations and concealers today. So hopefully we'll be able to get all of those videos up in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and tell me if you enjoy this kind of content. Just so you know, I have bought all of this myself. A lot of it has been over a long period of time, so a lot of it is either expired or used already, and the things that aren't used I am going to try to do a giveaway. I don't know when I'll do that, but I'll set it aside for a giveaway. And then the other used stuff I'm just gonna give away to my friends or my sisters. So let's get into it. Okay, so really quick, I just wanted to show y'all my foundation, primer, literally just foundation and primers, and maybe a couple of powders in here. I'm gonna try to do like face products today, just foundations and primers and maybe even face powders, and I'm gonna try to clear out this drawer. So I'm going to move this drawer to the floor, and I will start going through everything and picking what I want to keep and what I'm going to throw away and what I'm going to give away. So, BRB. Okay, so here is my big box of foundations, concealers, and all that jazz. I'm going to pick out all the primers. So I actually just realized that I have another little tiny drawer that's part of a bigger organizing compartment thing, full of primers. So these are also all primers. All primers here. So let's do this. Okay, so let me start with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, I actually do really like this primer. It is really sticky and it feels really like nice on the skin, and it makes your makeup stick to it, and it doesn't break me out or anything. So I think I'm gonna keep this. I also have a mini one. It's great for traveling, but it's also great for you putting in your makeup kit if you're a freelance makeup artist. So I am going to keep this one as well. And I see a bunch of repeats of is the MAC Strobe Cream. So I am going to actually keep all of these. You can see that I've already used some of it, but really I use these in my makeup kit. I like to use them for myself, but really I like to use them in my makeup kit because it looks good on everyone's skin. It's hydrating and I really like it. So I'm gonna keep these. Okay, so next I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is the Maybelline Master Prime. I have the Smashbox one already, and basically these are the same thing. So I'm gonna keep the Smashbox one because I feel like this one works a little bit better. The Master Prime, I think it's honestly expired. I really don't think I would trust to put this on my face. So, and then I'm going to keep the Smashbox one. The NYX Angel Veil Primer, I honestly love this one, but I really don't even know. It might be expired. It like won't even squeeze out of the tube, so I'm pretty sure this one is expired. Anyway, so it is one of those silicone primers, and I feel like it is expired, so I'm gonna actually get rid of this one. I'm gonna throw this one out. Going to be keeping the Cover FX primer. If you watch my channel or you've seen my videos or even on Instagram, you all know that I love this stuff and I literally use it every day. It just really does blur and fill your pores, and it makes your makeup last all day, especially if you have oily skin in your T-zone. So I use this in my T-zone. This one is my absolute favorite, and it lasts a really long time. I've had this one for maybe like a year now. I use the tiniest amount. You don't need a lot, so this lasts a really long time. And I did get this in my BoxyCharms, so I will definitely be keeping this one. Okay, so the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. See, I don't even know if I've used this. I kind of want to try it to see how well it works before I throw it away, so I think I'm going to hang on to it just in case I decide I like it, and because I just feel like I haven't tried this enough. So here's the Maybelline Master Prime primer. This one's actually a hydrating one. I actually think I got this as a sample or something, but it's actually hydrating, fairly new, and it feels really hydrating and nice. So I think I'm gonna hold on to this one as well. So I'm keeping that one. The Too Faced Hangover Primer, I'm definitely keeping this one. This one is so good. It still smells super good, and it feels really hydrating, and I really like this one. I'm actually gonna stick this on top of my vanity so that I use it more often, because I really love this stuff and I want to use it up before it really gets expired, and I definitely can't use it anymore. So I'm gonna keep this one. I got this one in my BoxyCharm. This is the Farsali Liquid Glass Radiance Primer. And you can mix this in with your foundation, or you can use it, and it's like a liquidy finish. I do want to keep trying this one out, especially because this one is pretty expensive normally, and I got it in my BoxyCharm, so, and it smells really good. But I do want to try this one out and see if it works, maybe mix it in with my foundation. So I'm going to keep this one. Okay, so this one is the No Problem Primer from Touch in Soul. So I got this in my BoxyCharm, and I actually enjoy it. I think it works really, really well. It just smells like really, really strong. So it smells like perfume, honestly. So I feel like it does work really well, and it is like a silicone primer, and it does do its job. It just, if you're sensitive to smells, this one is straight up perfume. So, I think I'm going to hang on to it too. I really like it. So I do like pore filling primers, and I'm actually going to put this on top of my vanity too, so I use it more. Okay, so I'm not even sure what this one is. This is the Elizabeth Mott Face Primer. I think I got this when I had Ipsy, which was like honestly over 2 years ago when I last canceled that. So this is like a pore filling silicone primer as well. See, it feels nice, but I honestly feel like this is expired, definitely expired. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this. It's nice to have a sample of this, and I would have stuck this in my kit, but I totally forgot that I had this. So I'm just going to toss this one because this is definitely expired. All right, so this is the Fenty Beauty Primer. This is the mattifying primer, but I honestly think it's pretty hydrating in itself. And this is one I'm definitely keeping because it's just like a dream. I love it. I'm definitely going to be keeping this. I use this all the time, and I like to use this in my makeup kit, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. Alright, so this Maybelline Baby Skin one, I think I am going to toss this one. I'm pretty sure that it's expired as well. I haven't used this one. Oh my god. It might be dried out. Yeah. This one's expired, and this one is really like gross feeling, like oily almost on your skin. Like there's like a film on your skin. I really don't like that, but I'm definitely sure that this one's expired, so I'm definitely throwing this one away. So next I have the Wander Glow Ahead Face Oil. Honestly, this doesn't even feel like a face oil to me. It feels more like serum almost, and I feel like since I already have the Liquid Glass one, I think I'm gonna donate this one or give it to somebody. I'm just gonna donate it because they honestly will probably do the same thing. I feel like I would honestly use the other one over this one, so I'm going to donate this one. Same thing with this. This is the No Problem Primer Essence, or Prime Essence. I got this in my BoxyCharm as well, and I honestly think that I won't really use it. It honestly just feels like another serum one, and I feel like if anything, it's like most similar to the Milk Hydro Grip mixed kind of with the Farsali Liquid Glass, and I feel like I could get that effect from both of those primers. And yeah, so I'm going to donate this one as well. So this is the Lumi Glotion. I am going to keep this one. This one is so good. It's kind of like a tinted glow lotion, you know, glotion. And I really like it because it gives it like a little tint to your skin. and just kind of moisturizes your skin. It's like a face moisturizer but in lotion form, so definitely going to be keeping that. And last but not least, I have the Tarte Base Tape Primer. This one is like a coconut primer, I'm pretty sure. But I got this one in my BoxyCharm this month, and I haven't even tried it yet, honestly. But I think I'm gonna hold on to it just because I want to prime it, or just because I want to try it, because it seems like a good primer. It's already tacky on my skin. It feels nice. It smells nice. So I definitely want to try that one. So I'm going to keep it. And that is it for my primers. Okay, so I have the foundation drawer right here. You kind of zoomed in so you can't see how much I actually have, but I do have a lot of foundations, and I tried to pull together everything that I have foundation wise and throw it in one drawer, and it's overflowing. I think I'm gonna start with these. These are samples. I really never use foundation samples. Like I don't know who does. I would like to try this. Like, you know, I always keep it just in case, but honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of these or put them in the donate pile if anyone wants a sample. And so yeah, I'm gonna put these in the donate pile. Okay, so I'm going to start with these Wet n Wild Cushion foundations first. I think I bought these last summer maybe, or maybe 2 summers ago, honestly. I saw Tati talking about this on her channel, and she said that she loved it, and so I picked them up in a couple different shades, and honestly, they are actually pretty beautiful foundations, like light coverage, lightweight foundations, but they did break me out, so I stopped using them. I do want to try them again because they were so pretty, and I feel that maybe they might work for me. So because they're cushion foundations and I've already used them, I'm going to go ahead and keep them. And if I don't like them, I'm going to go ahead and toss them, just because that's really unsanitary and kind of gross. So I'm going to try these. Hopefully they don't break me out again. I'm going to definitely hang on to these and try them again, and give them another shot before I throw them out. All right, moving on to another BB cream, kind of lightweight foundation. These ones are some of my all-time favorites, so I'm definitely going to be keeping these. I have one in the medium sheer tint. I have one in the medium deep sheer tint. Honestly, it's really sad because this might be the darkest. I think this is the darkest or the second darkest shade that they do, which is unfortunate, because if this range was a lot larger, it would be great, because this is, honestly, I prefer this BB cream over some even high-end kinds of BB creams or CC creams or whatever, tinted moisturizers. So I really like to use these in the summer, and then if I want to add coverage, I'll just use concealer. But I really enjoy these. I'm definitely keeping these. I even use these in my kit. They're like $6 each at Walmart, so I really like these, and I will be repurchasing these as well. Another tinted moisturizer that I'm obsessed with is the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. This one is super lightweight, and it gives a little bit more coverage than the other BB creams. It just gives a more of a tint and just kind of covers up the redness and evens out your skin tone. I really like this in the summer, but I also like mixing this in with other foundations to make them more lightweight if they're thicker foundations. So I'm definitely keeping and hanging on to this. So this Revlon one, this is the Photo Ready Candid Foundation. Obviously, I've enjoyed this foundation. This is my pale foundation. So when I'm super pale and I'm not tanning or anything, and especially in the winter, this is my go-to foundation. It's pretty lightweight foundation, very skin-like, and I really enjoy it because it's just, you know, I don't know, just like a lightweight sheer finish, but it does add coverage, and I do enjoy this foundation. It just feels like a tinted moisturizer, but it has way more full coverage. So it's like a medium to buildable, honestly, in my opinion. So I really like this. I'm almost out anyways, so I might have to go pick up another shade in the shade I'm in now. So I really enjoy this foundation. It's just cheap, and it's like affordable, and it's super like good everyday foundation, like a staple foundation. So I'm actually gonna stick to the drugstore theme. So next is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. This stuff honestly could be one of my all-time favorite drugstore foundations. Like, this stuff is so good. I have the Pro Matte here as well. I really love this formula. It is glowy, but it doesn't make you oily at the end of the day. The shade range is pretty large as well, but I really like the shades that they have, like the undertones they have. So I'm definitely going to be holding on to these. These are really, really good. And I actually think I might hold on to the Pro Matte when I really, really want a matte look, but also a full coverage matte look. So I think I'm going to keep this and just hang on to it because this one is a really, really good foundation. Wow, I've been keeping every single foundation. What is wrong with me? So along the same line, it's basically the L'Oreal Infallible, yeah, the L'Oreal Infallible range. This one is the 24-hour fresh wear, and this is probably my all-time favorite foundation in general, I want to say. I just think this stuff is so good. It's so lightweight. It has SPF in it, which is good, and it also just is very full coverage, but also like super lightweight, super thin, so it doesn't feel like you're wearing any foundation, which is kind of the goal for me. I like more of the sheer coverage ones because I don't feel like you're wearing foundation or anything on your face. So I really like this because it does add coverage when I want that coverage, but it doesn't feel like heavy or cakey or anything like that. So I really like these. I have these in a few different shades. They come in a nice glass bottle. It's really high quality. So I'm definitely keeping these. I really, really love this formula. All right, so I have next the Dream Urban Cover Maybelline foundation. I got a few shades. I just picked them up because I didn't know what shade I would be using, and I honestly think that a couple of these are, this one might be too dark, this one might be too neutral, this one might be too light. I don't know. I'm going to have to swatch these and figure out which shade I'm gonna keep, because this is like a beautiful foundation, but it's like medium coverage, and it's lightweight, and it has SPF in it, which I really appreciate. This is really a really good beach foundation. If you're going on vacation, I would probably bring this one with me just because you can use it at the beach. It gives you a little bit more full coverage, like a medium to full coverage, and it has SPF in it, which you can't go wrong with some SPF. So I will be keeping one of these shades, and I'll probably get rid of the other two, or keep two and get rid of one. I just don't need all three. So next is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation. Okay, so I actually saw, I think it was like Sarah Ashcroft and maybe a couple other people from the UK talking about this foundation and how it was beautiful. I think even Tati talked about this. I did pick this up when I was in London, and you can also get this on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. So you can order it if you really want it. This is actually the foundation I'm wearing today. So this is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation, and this stuff is so beautiful. It is like the perfect shade for me. It's a neutral pinky undertone, and I really love it, and it looks really good with my tan. And yeah, this one is in the shade number 53, beige, light beige. So I really like this foundation, and I will definitely be keeping this. So next we have the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I will be keeping this. I think I'm going to hang on to this. This was really expensive. At first I really hated this because it broke up on my forehead when I applied it to my skin, and I tried it a few times and I really actually hated it, and I thought it was too yellow undertone for me. But now that I'm tan, I'm going to try it again. And I have back then when I first bought this, I used a bunch of it. I used like 3 pumps of this, and I realized that less is more for foundation, so I will be trying this again. I want to hold on to this. It was so expensive, so I will be keeping this. Okay, so next we have the Makeup Revolution. This is the stick foundation from Makeup Revolution, and this is in the shade F7. It's like a neutral undertone, and it's really creamy, and I'm pretty sure that this is a dupe for the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, which I have yet to try, but it is really creamy and blendable. I remember the first time I used it, I feel like I used way too much or just didn't apply it correctly, so I want to try this again. I kind of lost it in my pile of foundation, so I definitely want to try this again. I might as well since I have it, and I really do enjoy the regular Conceal and Define foundation from Makeup Revolution. Speaking of the Makeup Revolution foundation, I am going to be definitely hanging on to the Conceal and Define foundation. This is one of my all-time favorite drugstore foundations. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but it makes you look like your skin is waxed, like you're a wax doll, in a good way. I'm gonna keep all three of these. I just love this formula. I love this foundation. Definitely one of my top favorite drugstore foundations. I really love these. I have a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 2. This is actually kind of a primer, but kind of a foundation as well. It's kind of one of those mid-range things, but this is an amazing product. I will be keeping this, definitely. It was really expensive too. But this is something that you can use under foundation, with your foundation, but it leaves like a beautiful, beautiful glow to the skin. So I really love this this product. So I definitely will be keeping this, and it's also Charlotte Tilbury, so it's pretty expensive. But yeah, definitely keeping this product. I didn't know if I should add it with my foundations or if I should add it with my primers, but I really like to use this after primer and before foundation on the high points of my face. But I will probably put this with my primers maybe. Next is the Becca Skin Love foundation. Okay, so I at first hated this foundation. I don't know what it was. It would like slide off my face, and whatever I used with it, if I try to put bronzer on, it would just come off my face and remove the foundation underneath. So at first I actually hated this. I applied it with one of the concealers that I have. It's a drugstore concealer. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, the really, really full coverage one. And that combination, this literally looks like doll skin. Like, it was super, super full coverage. I love this foundation now. So I will be keeping this. Okay, so next I'm going to definitely keep this Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I really actually hated this foundation when I first tried it, and that happens with a lot of foundations. I'm not a huge foundation person. So when I find a foundation that I love, I tend to hold on to it and just reuse that same one. Less is way, way more with this, and just using a brush to apply it instead of going with a beauty blender. I really like this foundation a lot more. So I am definitely going to keep this. It's very full coverage. It's my tan shade, so I really like to use this when I have a fake tan. It just matches me the best. And yeah, I am going to hang on to this foundation. Plus, it was kind of expensive, so you know, all the expensive foundations I really don't want to give away. But if it didn't work for me, it didn't work for me. But this one did, so I will be hanging on to this. Okay, so next I have the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. I tried these out. These didn't really work out that well for me. I mean, they were okay, like, you know, just normal foundations. They did look a little bit cakey, and they did get really oily over time. So these are definitely expired. Like, definitely expired. These are like 3 to 4 years old at least. I am definitely gonna throw these away. These are probably disgusting. Like, I would not put these on my face. I would not recommend anyone else put these on their face, so I'm definitely gonna throw these away. If I ever want to try it again, I will repurchase it, but I honestly have so many foundations that work for me that, you know, I don't really need to keep these, so I will be throwing these away. Okay, so next is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation. See, this stuff works really, really well, but I'm pretty sure that it's either expired or I just haven't used this in a really long time, and it's really, really yellow undertone, which is not this is not my foundation shade. So I think I'm definitely going to throw this away. This stuff is really full coverage. And you know what the thing about this is? If I really want to try this again, because I can always repurchase it, because it is LA Girl and it's like going to be like $3. So if I'm really that pressed about it, I can just repurchase it. It's not that big of a deal. So I will be throwing this away. This is definitely expired. It's probably like 3 years old. And yeah, this is the Fiona Styles Matte Finish foundation. So I went onto Amazon and bought this, and I think that they're discontinuing the foundation completely. That being said, this foundation is amazing. It is a super matte finish, but it's honestly more of a satin finish. It's like a skin-like finish, so that's why I really like it. It just lasts all day. It's beautiful on skin. So I will be keeping this one. I just want to warn you that it's probably discontinued, so I won't be using it on camera or anything, because, you know, I don't want to use something that you can't even use yourself. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless was really popular. Really popular, and still is popular, but a lot of makeup artists use this in their kit because it is very smoothing on the skin. But for me, it used to work, and then I tried it again and it didn't work. So I honestly want to say that all 3 of these are expired. I probably will be throwing these away. If I really want to try it again, it is at the drugstore, so you know, it's not hard to find. Alright, next we have the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I remember this being so full coverage and amazing, but the fact that it won't even pump out right now, I think it's expired, so I will be throwing this away. Next I have the Maybelline Superstay Stick Foundations. These I have in a couple of shades. I heard that these are actually good for cream contouring, but I feel like you really don't get that much product. I feel like if you're gonna go with a stick foundation from the drugstore, I would just get the Makeup Revolution one. That one's a lot more creamy. I haven't really gotten much use out of these. I am going to donate these, and I think I'm gonna actually go back and pick up a darker shade of this foundation and try to use it as a contour stick, because I'm actually very curious. Alright, now we have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. Okay, so I have very mixed feelings on this foundation. Anyways, this is super full coverage. It is not my shade right now, but I really want to keep it because it is my pale shade. So it is a really beautiful foundation when it actually does match me. So I will say that. But it is really full coverage and really matte, and it was really quick drying. So even though it is beautiful foundation, I don't use it that often. I will be keeping it because it is Fenty, and I like to use it, and I like to mix it with foundations to make it a little bit more full coverage. So that being said, I'm going to hang on to this foundation. Okay, my camera's about to die, so I'm going to do this really quickly, but this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This stuff is so good, so full coverage. It is probably definitely expired at this point, but I love it so much, and it is one of the only vegan foundations that I own, I think. So I will be hanging on to this foundation. I think it's really good full coverage foundation, and it looks really good in photos, obviously the photo focus, but yeah, so I will be hanging on to this foundation. Alright, and lastly we have the Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation. This one is super matte, super full coverage. Honestly, this is a drugstore dupe for the Fenty foundation in my opinion, but I will be hanging on to this because I really like this in the winter. I like this when you really need a full coverage matte foundation, so I will definitely be hanging on to this. And yeah, I am going to move on to powders. I'm gonna go charge my camera, and then I'll be moving on to powders next. Alright, so I think that's it for foundation. So let's move on to concealers, and then we'll get to powders. I think I'm gonna try, if I can, to move everything into this drawer. We'll see, but for now, it's all in this drawer. So I'm gonna go through this and get rid of a bunch of things. Okay, so let's start out with the Tarte Shape Tape. I love this. I'm not gonna get rid of it. And I have a little mini one that I got. This is my all-time favorite concealer. I use these on myself. I use these on my clients, and I love these. Honestly, I could just wear these by themselves instead of foundation. I just love these, and they look so good. So I am going to definitely be keeping the Tarte Shape Tapes. Next is the Makeup Revolution concealer. I honestly think these could be a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, but I honestly just prefer the Tarte Shape Tape more. I feel like these kind of dry a lot quicker and don't blend out as easy, but anyways, I love these ones. This one is the Conceal and Hydrate. It's a newer one, and I am obsessed with this one. The only thing is that these run out really quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna be throwing this one away. It's dried out already. I did also buy the Conceal and Define in a supersize one. Anyways, I just really like the peachy undertones of these, so I will definitely be keeping these too. Oh, I haven't even opened this one yet. Oh, lit. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely keeping all of these. These are some of my favorite concealers. All right, so I have some color correctors here. I really like the NYX one. This is kind of old, but it is, it's not expired yet. So I am going to keep this and put this in my makeup kit. I actually really enjoy this one, especially these two colors for correcting dark under eye circles. But also, I also picked up the these Pro Conceal ones. I don't normally use these on myself, but these LA Girl ones work really well on clients, so I will be putting all of these aside and putting them in my makeup kit. And also, I also got the Dragon Beauty one. I got this in my BoxyCharm a few months ago, and I'm actually going to put this in my makeup kit too, because I feel like I can use it on more skin tones. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this one. It probably is expired at this point. It's been a couple of years, so yeah, definitely I'm not going to keep this one. I'm going to keep these though. So I have the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. These are really good. They're really full coverage. You really need to only like dot it a little bit under your eyes to get that full coverage. So I am going to be keeping these. This one is probably the one I use most often. This is 340 Fawn. And then I also have 360 Cashmere. This one is more of a peachy undertone for when I'm paler, and this one is more of like a neutral undertone, so when I'm tanner I'll probably use this one. So I'm definitely going to be keeping these. So I definitely have a bunch of the LA Girl Pro Concealers. I really like to use these, using them in my makeup kit. I don't really like to use these on myself. So with that being said though, I'm going to end up keeping these just because I have so many different shades and I like to use these on clients, and I will be setting these to the side and putting them in my makeup kit. Okay, so I have a few of the Maybelline Age Rewind. These are really gross. I honestly haven't used these in like over a year. I just feel like, I don't know, they've been replaced. But also, I feel like I could just go buy some new ones. These are really gross and these are really unsanitary. Like I would not put this on my face right now. Just the packaging kind of sucks. I wish that the packaging was better on these, but the formula is really nice on these, and if they were new I would keep them. I am going to be throwing these away, and obviously I don't think anyone would want these. That's disgusting. The Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer is one of my favorite concealer formulas. This is in the shade Nude, so I think I'm definitely going to keep this. So this one's a little bit creamier, not as mattifying, which I actually have come to enjoy. Okay, so this is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I think I'm going to keep this one just because it is a good drugstore option. This is like a dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I don't have the NARS, so I'm just going to keep this and use this. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Okay, so next is the ColourPop concealer. As you can see, I haven't used these in so long. These are the ColourPop No Filter concealers. This used to be my absolute favorite concealer. I used to love these so much, but honestly I have just moved on, and these are really good concealers, but I think I'm going to be tossing these. I think they're expired, so I will be getting rid of these. Okay, so now the e.l.f. concealers. These are the 24-hour camo concealers. These ones are pretty good. I have the shade Light Peach and Medium Sand. Oh, and also Medium Peach. These ones a lot lighter than they look in the bottle. Are pretty much dupes for the Tarte Shape Tape. They're just a little bit more thick in my opinion. And a little bit harder to blend, but I really do enjoy the formula and I want to try these more often, so I'm actually going to put these on top so that I can try them next in my makeup routine the next time I do my makeup. So yeah, I am going to hang on to these, especially because I have so many shades of it. I'm going to keep my shade and then put the other shades in my makeup kit. Alright, so I have the Flower Beauty. This is the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. This one was really not like, it just wasn't good. I used this I think one time or twice actually. I used this twice, and the first time I used it, it creased so bad. It just wasn't a good concealer, but I think I'm gonna try to give this to one of my sisters or my mom or something and see if they like it. It's really emollient and it's really hydrating, but it creases under my eyes. I am going to be getting rid of this, and this shade is just a little bit too on the warm side for me. So yeah, I am going to be getting rid of this concealer. Okay, so I have a Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I actually have not used this. I think I've used it one time, and I just don't remember how I liked it or not. So I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try it one more time. If I don't like it, I'm just gonna give it away to one of my sisters or something. But yeah, I am going to be keeping this for now. Okay, so I have the Maybelline Master Conceal, but it is so thick and creamy. I just feel like this would not look good under my eyes or any of my clients. I just feel like it's just so emollient and it's like so thick that it's just not like a good concealer. So I'm gonna donate this one actually, because it is something that I can sanitize and just give to like one of my sisters or something. Okay, and lastly I have a mini Bye Bye Under Eye. This is actually just a sample size. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use this. It's just like super thick and emollient, and I just don't feel like that is my vibe. I just don't feel like that would look good under my eyes. It would crease really quickly for me, and that looks like so hydrating that it's gonna crease in like 0.2 seconds. So I'll definitely be giving this away. It's just a tiny little one, little sample. And that's it for my concealers. Okay, so we also have powders. Okay, so next I have the Airspun powder. This is one of the OG products. Oh my gosh, this smells so grandma-y. It's crazy. I think I'm gonna hang on to this just because I like to use this on clients, and I haven't used this in a while, so I think I'm gonna try to go back to it. And there's not enough for me to even really I don't know, just not enough for me to give away, and I feel like I could just use the last of it and then throw it away and make room for some stuff in here. I just haven't used this. I haven't reached for this in a really long time, but this is an OG product. I do want to try it again and see how it works still. I don't know. This really I just got a mouthful of this powder, and it really does smell like a grandma, so that's pretty bad. Okay, so I have the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I actually really like this stuff to brighten up my under eyes. I really think like it's a pretty nice pressed powder. It's just a little bit too pale for me at the moment, but I do want to hang on to it because I do like the actual powder itself, and I like to on a light day set my whole face with like a pressed powder like this. So I'm going to hang on to this. Speaking of pressed powders, this is the Sephora Collection Micro Smooth Powder, and I just got my hands on this recently, and this stuff is so good. I really like to use this specifically for brightening my under eyes, or if I do set my face, I like to go back over it with this, and it really just like smooths out all my skin. But I like to use this to brighten on my under eyes and just specifically use it right in the inner corner and right under my eyes. So I'm definitely gonna keep this. Honestly, just a disclaimer, I'm probably gonna keep all of these powders. I just want to go through them with you and just like show you kind of what I have. Okay, so this is the RCMA powder. It does not come in this packaging. It comes in the shaker kind of packaging, like the old CoverGirl powder unit, and I just decided to, yeah, it was the True Blend, CoverGirl True Blend Minerals, but I actually just never used that one, so I ended up pouring it out and putting the RCMA powder in here and just taking off the sticker and putting it on top, and it was just kind of my DIY. You can honestly buy these, the compact powder things from Amazon, and you can stick the RCMA powder in there so it actually comes out in like with a sifter and everything. But I really love this powder. I haven't used it in a while, but I'm definitely gonna go back to using it because this stuff is really good, and it's like a you know, it's just like an OG product, and it's really good for makeup artistry because you can use it on all skin tones. So I really love this powder. This is the Ben Nye Luxury Powder. This is in the shade Cameo. I saw Carly Bible using this a couple years ago, and I was like, okay, I need to get that, so I decided to pick it up. But I really love this powder. It's so good, and I only save this for special occasions because I don't want to, it's just really hard to get my hands on this versus the other powders. I really do love this powder, so I will be hanging on to it. Okay, so next I have a different kind of powder. This is the Lancome Absolute powder. This is in the shade Absolute Petch. And I saw Jaclyn Hill talk about this a couple years ago, and I decided to this, is the Lancome Absolute Powder. This stuff works so well. It looks so good on brides. This is like what I use for brides. Instead of like straight up highlighter, I like to use this. So I just sweep this across the cheeks and it just brings like a glow from within, and I really like that. I don't use it a lot on myself just because I do have texture in my cheeks, so beware of that if you're gonna buy it, but I really do like it. And now I have the Kylie pink powder. This is soft pink powder. I really actually love this stuff to brighten my under eyes. I only specifically use it to bake under my eyes, not set, and then I also use this under my cheekbones, but it really is a brightening powder, and it just it gives me that bright under eye look, which I really love, so I'm definitely gonna hang on to this. All right, last but not least, we have the OG Laura Mercier translucent powder. I only recently tried this because I've been broke, and I finally just decided to pick it up, and this powder is so good, but it's not, honestly, in my opinion, it's not all it was cracked up to be. I think it was overhyped on social media and on YouTube and stuff like that, so I will definitely be hanging on to this, but I think once I go through it, I don't think I'm going to repurchase it again. I think I'm just going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me powder because I feel like it just does the same exact thing. Alright, so let's go through how I organize this really quick. So I have all my powders back here. I ended up not having room for the Airspun powder, so I'm just going to stick this on top of my vanity just so I can use the rest of it. All my powders back here, and then I have all my foundations on this side. I have all my lighter weight foundations and BB creams and tinted moisturizers in here, and then I have all of my concealers in here, and I stuck these compact foundations in here. Just gonna have to move my primers to a different drawer. I think I did a pretty good job of getting rid of most of the things that I don't use in this drawer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also comment down below if you like this kind of content. I will see you guys in part 2 and 3 of this organization and decluttering, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. So bye.